Very excited to get to talk to TCU O-line and co-offense coordinator, Coach A.J. Ricker. Coach Ricker, thank you for making time for us, man. I think you know what we want to talk about, at least to start, is new Washington Commanders offensive lineman Brandon Coleman. What can you tell us about the young man?
Well, you're getting a great person, first of all, and obviously a great player that his best football is definitely ahead of him. You know, hadn't played 1,000 million snaps. And, you know, like I said, it's always good to know that his best days are ahead of him.
For sure. There's some questions kind of as what he projects to in the NFL. Adam Peters, the Commanders GM, has been very clear that he sees him as a tackle. In your experience, is he an NFL tackle?
Yeah, I do believe. I mean, he's so athletic. You know, probably one of the most athletic guys I've ever coached, especially at the O-line. But what's got to be value is he can really play all five. I mean, he used to mess around and snap the ball. I mean, he probably could have been our best center. But he's definitely got the length. You know, you go back and look at the Senior Bowl numbers. I mean, his reach for being, I don't know what they had him, 6'4.5" maybe.
Yep.
I mean, his reach was longer than a lot of those 6'6", 6'7" guys. So he has the length to play outside. I tried to play him inside last season and then ended up putting him back outside just because I kind of trust you. I could trust, at least I know both tackles are solid. So he can play them all.
I mean, the TCU program has blown up in the past couple of years. You guys play in the college football playoffs every year now. How did he match up kind of with some of those elite edge rushers that you guys saw through your schedule?
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, it kind of started out slow in 22. And, you know, you kind of saw the confidence. He gained confidence throughout the season. You know, one turning point game is we played Kansas State at home. I think it was week 7 maybe. And they had that DN that ended up getting drafted, I think, in the 1st round. I don't remember where he went. But he had a high-level game. And you saw him in pass protection, you know, because that was one of the big deals. We got to keep 91 out of our backfield. And I think after that game, you really saw his game elevate. And, hey, a lot of it came from confidence, which to me, half of the stuff's in between your ears anyways. But I think after that game was really a turning point for him.
You talked a little bit about kind of him as a person, that they're getting a great guy. What's he like in the meeting room? What's he like on the practice field? How does he relate to the other guys on the field? And, you know, is he a leader? Is he a vocal leader? Is he a do as I do? What kind of guy is he around the other players?
Yeah, first of all, he's a great teammate. You never have any issues. You know, he can get along with every walk of life. He'll blend right in to start out. You know, is he going to be the vocal alpha male of the room? I mean, I don't see that. But I will say this, when he did speak, everyone listened and everyone stopped, you know, and obviously he'll gain the respect of his teammates. But, you know, Brandon is kind of, you know, everyone says a basketball kid, and probably that's where y'all started out. But even most time you ask people who's the best basketball player, and you'll get like 10 different answers. And obviously it was unanimous, you know, and then you go watch him play and you're like, oh, he's not very good. And then you watch Brandon Coleman play and you're like, wow, you know, he is definitely good. But as far as the teammate, that's really important to us at our level. And he was unbelievable.
Coach, when you talk about people listening to what you say, I got to say, we've been doing this a while here in Washington, covered a lot of coaches. You have an absolute A+ O-line coach voice. Like, I can only imagine.
I appreciate it.
Barking across the practice field, man.
Yeah, I actually have a voice now that spring ball is over with, so good.
If there was a concern for Coleman at the next level, what would it be?
You know, I really think just being green, you know, and I think that'll come with, you know, obviously I've spent some time at that level, and every day you got to be on your A game. You know what I mean? If not, you'll get exposed. And I think his game will continue to elevate quicker now that he's going against dudes that could embarrass him every snap. But to me, that would be the only hang up. You know, look, he got banged up last year, probably shouldn't have played, had a high ankle sprain. And it really told me a lot when he pushed through it and wanted to play, which, like I said, maybe shouldn't have played him. But I'm not going to tell guys no unless, you know, they're going to harm themselves anymore. But to me, that would be the biggest thing. Just hasn't had a million snaps, which body-wise is actually good, is a good thing. But, you know, he'll still do some stuff every once in a while. You're like, man, I wonder why he did that. And you're like, well, he probably has never seen that look or never, you know, done anything like that. So to me, it's all positive, even though it's, you know, negative.